Hey traders, this is Sia once again, and I just want to take you through my portfolio in terms of currency pairs and just showcase to you the activities so far with the markets. So right now it's 9 a.m. South African time, that is, and we'll just take a look in terms of how the markets, are playing in terms of really my last analysis. And I want to also highlight pretty much, I think, two currency pairs which are showing some interesting activity. So it's up to you in terms of how you go about attacking those opportunities that I'm actually going to show you. So let's actually look at the Euro USD. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to focus on doing the whole process again because we've done this at the beginning of the week where we've done a top-down analysis. So I don't really want to focus a lot in terms of doing that process again, even though it's important, when you are focusing on your trading. So it's important when, depending on how your routine is actually set up, there's best practices that are important that you need to do at all times. And the number one thing is also to do a top-down analysis. But just for this, I'd have to say review. I will not really get into that in terms of doing a whole top-down analysis. We'll be just looking at the key structure levels we focused on in the beginning of the week, and we're just going to talk about in terms of what price action has been doing at these levels. Now, looking at the Euro USD, so I identified that the Euro USD, this level right here, has been the key level, okay, of support. So now it's evidence as well that price action has tested and broken below. So we've literally are in continuation to the downside on the Euro USD at this point. But however, the bulls still have a chance of pushing the market higher because in essence we haven't really violated the overall level which is down here. All right, so there's still some opportunities for bulls to still take control and push the market higher. And then that level as well too is right here, the next level of support, this support zone, right? So this is the next level of support that the bulls are in essence looking to get involved with. That's if the market continues higher. But just for short-term trading, taking short positions as well here is what you can do. But let me just see in terms of pips, still minor. Yeah, so basically there's still some buying opportunities, okay, at this zone, at this level right here. So irrespective of that, we did fail. So the first level we identified the beginning of the week, it has failed and it's continuing lower. So there's really not much indication in terms of price action that would push me as well to say, okay, I'm looking to buy right now at this point. But it's all about just waiting and seeing in terms of what price action does on the Euro USD. But bulls still can get involved at this level if we do get there. Let's look at the pound USD. So I identified that there might have been a possible cipher pattern. So right now this is invalid because we pretty much broke our C leg rule. So we closed below the 1414, as you can see at the zone right here. So there isn't really a cipher pattern that you could get involved with. So, but largely we're still channeling lower. So if I were to just zoom out, we identified that the market has really put through a bullish flag. And then our next key level of support I was looking at was at this zone here at the 3007 to 30.26. So just roughly at this zone would be a level of me. If I were to actually take a buy position, I would look to take a position at that level. All right. And let's see. So other than that, nothing much as well on the pound USD. So it's also again just a matter of just waiting and seeing and what opportunities do show up so far. Let's look at the Swiss. So I'm currently on a trade on the dollar Swiss, and this is a bearish bad pattern right here. So I was actually filled on this yesterday at around 4 o'clock. So I was filled on that position. So again, it's a matter of just waiting and seeing in terms of what price action does. So again, at this point when I'm at, let me just move myself here. Okay. So at this point, okay, there we go. Right. So at this point, I would say okay, there we go. Right. So at this point, if I do have a position opened, right, in terms of one currency pair, example in the Swiss, if an opportunity presents itself for me, maybe to say take another short position or long position, I just have to wait it out. So it's important as well to kind of, when you are setting up your trading plan, it's important to really be thorough in terms of what your rules of engagement do look like. Because I do understand there are some people, when they are in a position, if an opportunity presents itself, they would take another position as well on top of that. But in terms of my trading plan, I just waited out in terms of that position to either hit my stop loss or hit my target. Pretty much. That's really the basic way I get involved in the markets. So we looked at again the dollar yen, and we identified really the structure levels of resistance for us to actually look into this week. And it's here, 1, 2. Okay, these levels, okay, of resistance. Okay. But at those points, these levels, okay, have been violated, and price action is showing some strong push to the high side. So if you really want to get involved as well in these types of positions, you would want to be bullish at this point. And for you to get involved, this is actually beautiful as well. So we had that break of structure. Okay, so we had a high close. Price action pulled down to look left, structure leaves clues, pulled down to previous structure resistance, now turned into support, which is now this zone. So I'm just watching this zone pretty carefully to see if I would get some buying opportunities. And one way that I would actually take this in terms of a structure-based trade, I'd look for a test, okay, of the support zone. And what I'm looking for is really some double bottom action or a price action signal, whether this be a bullish engulfing bar or whether it be a pin bar, indicating or giving me some sort of confirmation that price action really wants to continue to the high side. So that's where I'm at really on the yen. Let's look at the CAD. So on the CAD as well, we're still in that sense of consolidation at this point. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, so we're still in consolidation. Let's see if we have a measured move, ABCD pattern. Just want to see this quickly. Yeah, somewhat had. Okay, came into structure, but nah. Okay. Right, so basically what I was looking at here was this measured move, this equal measured move, but we had this bullish push to this bullish spike, which again made it invalid for equal measured move on the dollar CAD. Now, okay, so there's nothing much as well on the CAD I'll be interested in. So let me just see in terms of advanced patterns. Okay, we come to the 618 and let's see, X to A to B. Nah. So again, nothing much here in terms of an advanced pattern for me to get involved with. We have minus structure over here. It's really tiny to the upside, but overall, we, as you can see, we are still bearish on the CAD as well. So nothing much there. Aussie USD. Okay, Aussie USD is quite interesting, and this is what I wanted to actually showcase to you guys on the Aussie USD, right? So we've identified that this level of structure, major structure, is what we identified on the Aussie USD on the 60 minutes. But what price action ended up doing is we tested our our structure support, price action held, and then we had this huge bullish engulfing candle spike, so the spike higher. And what's actually interesting is how then can you now get involved with this? So again, what might possibly happen is we might see a sense of relief at this point. So if there is, and if it does happen, then we could see a push lower, and then for me it would be any price action buy signal at this level I would actually look to get involved with in terms of the Aussie USD. But other than that, nah, I would pretty much hold my horses and see. So far it's just one position I'm in right now, and that is the dollar Swiss, and we're just gonna see in terms of what it does and how it pushes through. Also as well, what I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna edit somewhere, maybe, let's see, yeah, so on this side or on the top I'm gonna have a box where I'm gonna basically showcase to you in terms of really all my trades, how many pips. So it's more like a pip progress. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually incorporate equity charts as well, or equity curve for you guys really throughout this year in terms of really the progress in terms of trading. And yeah, so other than that, there's nothing else I'll be looking at. Let's look at the New Zealand, the last currency pair. You know, I looked and identified some structure support. We again are violating that level, and then price action decided to create some sort of minor support down here. Let's see. Okay, it's quite interesting. It goes all the way here. Yeah. Okay, so this level of support. Okay, so we have a double bottom, giving me an indication that if I wanted to actually be bullish on this, I would look for 2618 buy setup here at the 618. So if price action were to pull down here to my 618, I'd look to take a long position, and my stops would be at the 113. And then when we're looking at targets, near-term structure at the 0 level up there, giving me about a 1.2 reward S1, which is again not too bad. On the New Zealand as a 2618 setup, let's see. So yeah, so other than that, really nothing else which is interesting on the charts. And what I actually want to also talk about as well, which is important, is the idea, and I'm keep on really saying the same thing. It's important to really follow your trading plan and to really follow it to the T, because once you put together a trade plan, it's important for you to, number one, you've picked a strategy in your trading plan. An example of a strategy, let's say, is an advanced pattern, example, the bat pattern. And now it becomes a responsibility to now backtest that particular strategy over historically. Okay. And my suggestion is always manually backtest. And the reason why it's best to manually backtest anything is, number one, you are training your RAS, or your reticular activating system, or your brain in its basic sense. You are training yourself to actually identify those patterns within the markets. So it's important, as well, also, you are training yourself to really ingrain in yourself the rule of engagement of your particular strategy. So it's important for you to backtest manually. And my rule of thumb always is not really try, but the rule of thumb is to at least at a minimum test or get to a number of about 100 trades in terms of your back tested data, because now the reason why getting to 100 is crucial. So it's a minimum 100 or more. Now, when you're backtesting, there is a sense of I'd have to say some error or margin of errors that do happen. But once you have a good sample size, you're now able to start to really build or find to see in terms of whether or not that strategy is going to work in relation to your lifestyle. And when I refer to lifestyle, basically I mean in terms of your routine. So example, if you're working a 9 to 5, you really want to trade around that. Maybe if for some people in their occupation, when they are at work, they really can't touch their laptops or their computers or anything of that sort. So then they would have to adjust their trading, whether they're going to trade in the morning, set orders up in the morning, or start to look at their positions or look at their trades, maybe let's say from 7 p.m. So that's during really New York, in South African time, 7 p.m. still within the New York session. So again, that's why it's so crucial for you to really get a sample size that's big enough for you to actually see whether or not that particular strategy over a period of time, whether or not it is profitable within that session that you can actually trade. So if you did again find this type of content helpful for you guys, please feel free to really subscribe onto my channel, as well as like this, share it with as many people as possible as well. And it does help a lot if you do share this and really get people knowledgeable in terms of the markets, because again, in truth, trading really isn't complicated because it's all about putting together your strategy, focusing on money management and your position sizing, as well as psychology. So again, those are the three important pillars, okay, of a successful trading system. I'm going over this again, and I think I should actually. So this coming week, I should basically take you through that whole three pillars of a successful trader. So basically just talk about it in terms of how do you put that together in its basic form without really me going into depth. So it's your trading system, it's your money management rules. In money management also includes or incorporates back testing. We incorporate your forward testing, your within your demo account. So it's risk management as well. It's important there, as well as psychology, which is actually overlooked, because now the importance of psychology, it helps with discipline, because number one, once you trust your system, you pretty much put your emotions in check. And the other way to put your emotions in check is when your money management system is not so, how can I say, your money management system is put in such a way that it doesn't really affect your emotions. So when you're taking positions or you're hitting that losing streak, if it starts to hurt emotionally and it destabilizes you, then you would notice that there somewhere in your system there's irregularities, or there's something you need to fix, whether it's bumping down your position sizing, which again would help with your psychology or really your mental focus in the markets. So again, those three things are important as well. Your trading system, you've got to trust your trading system, and once you trust in your trading system, it helps improve your psychology, and once your psychology is in check, it helps with your money management or really growing that account over time. So yeah, so without further ado, without making this video too long, as I tend to really uh, stay on these trainings or on these review videos for quite some time. But again, guys, it's really crucial that you keep trading as simple as possible. Um, the problem is we try to really complicate it, because there's always a sense of I really want to impress maybe your spouse, or you're trying to impress your friends. At the end of the day, you are putting money on the line. So it's important you really come up with a strategy, or you trade a strategy, one that is profitable, and two, that you can actually stick through and actually trade it consistently, because consistency is a key when it comes to trading. Nothing else beats that. Consistency, consistency, and more consistency. So without further ado, plan your trade, trade your plan. I hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Cheers.